Hi everyone, welcome back, and welcome if you're new to my channel. This channel is dedicated to romance fraud awareness, also known as romance scams. I wanted to today touch on a couple of comments that I've seen and talk about what steps to take if you're a victim right now. I'll talk about that at the end. Also, I want to say thanks so much for watching and for commenting. All comments are valuable, even ones that can seem harsh, because those give us an opportunity to learn. So I'm grateful for all comments, and just want to say thank you so much. Also, please like and subscribe. This helps the channel reach more people. So my goal is to help as many victims as I can. And also share it, please. You never know who might be helped with this content. So please share. One question that I saw was what I would recommend to avoid this. And the simple answer is don't talk to strangers online. But it's just, the thing is, there's so much danger online these days, especially. It's like quadrupled since COVID, online criminals and their activities. So it just lurks everywhere. I had never talked to a stranger before online. All it took for me was a simple comment on YouTube and a response to text, and I walked through that door, and that's all it took. Once I said hello, and it was over. It was too late. There was, in hindsight, I could say, I should have seen that. I should have known that. I should have seen that. But that's called hindsight bias, because at the time, I didn't know what I didn't know. So there's no way I could have known then that there was danger or that criminals were lurking in YouTube comments, because I just simply didn't know. It was kind of like walking along, say, through the woods or something, and you walk into quicksand. You didn't see it. You just walked into it, and you got stuck, and it started sucking you in, and you couldn't get out. That's kind of an analogy that I use here with this, because that's kind of how it felt. And I am still using notes. Sorry. Just bear with me. I had no idea that, like I said, that criminals were here on YouTube. I knew about the old school stuff, the prints, emails, and things like that. I didn't know that it was here, and I didn't do social media. I had like 10 friends on Facebook, and I would post like about my dogs to my 10 friends that I actually knew, and that was it. I'd never been on a dating site, so I was not even exposing myself heavily on social media or anything. In fact, like I'd mentioned before, I never commented on YouTube videos. I just had a feeling to do it one day, and I did, and that was that. And yeah, since April of 2021, things have exploded, the criminal activity, sadly. So you can't be too careful, and especially now with AI, the things that they can do is just, it's really terrifying. You cannot trust FaceTime, nor can you trust phone calls. But I have a video that I'm going to share soon and it's of an Asian man, and he's in like one side of the screen, and the other side of the screen is a young Asian girl. And on this screen, on him, he's talking and he's eating and everything, and it's coming right through her face seamlessly. So you cannot trust any FaceTime, anything like that ever again, really, with AI. And it's just getting worse. The criminals are moving so fast with technology. It's really scary, and you can't be too careful. Basically, if it's a stranger you're talking to, you might as well assume that it's a criminal. That will keep you safe. One thing I did want to mention again about Facebook, and if you have hundreds of friends or thousands of friends or even, 60 friends, you can guarantee with 50 to 60% of Facebook profiles being fake, and I think that number is low, you can bet there's criminals lurking amongst your friends and your group, and they're there to target you and your friends and family. So it's really a good idea to clean that up and lock down your profiles. Profiles should be private. You have to be that way these days, or you are exposing yourself to danger that you won't see coming. Now, one second. Oh, and another comment that I wanted to talk about, and I've seen a few like this, and they're just mean. But it's okay, because I knew this coming in, that I would be exposed to this kind of thing. I'm just exposing myself because I want to help other victims. So I've been in recovery, working on it for 2 solid years, over 2 years now, going on 2.5 years. So I've learned, and I know the truth, and I know the facts, and that has given me what I need to weather the storm of comments from people that just don't know what they're talking about. And I would ask, well, something that I thought I would bring up, and then this is kind of hard, but it's something to think about, because I used to hear this in the beginning of my recovery. If I was a rape victim, would you tell me to take responsibility? And think about that, because this crime is a violent crime. It's a violation, a psychological violation against my will. And there are things that happened during my crime that you don't know about. So my request would be to think about the victims that are here listening and reading comments before you say something that could harm someone else. I can take it because I'm there in recovery, but new victims, raw victims, you can really hurt them by your words. So I would say, if you want to blast me, go ahead and email me. I can take it. But think about the other victims in here, the people that are hurting. It could be someone you love or care about. Let's see. Yeah, and I wanted to talk about, real quick, during this crime, these 16 months, I was at rock bottom, total despair. The times that I, had good chats with the criminal would make me feel good at the moment, because it was that dopamine hit, that amygdala hijack, all the hormones and neurotransmitters that get set off by their manipulation. But that wouldn't last long, and because I was alone, and just, then there was the abuse, and I would just sit and think all the time. If I wasn't watching his social media and chatting with him, I was thinking and waiting. And I remember that I used to imagine myself in the ocean, and it was dark and it was cold, and I was alone, just treading water, and how there was no light. There was no light coming, nobody coming to save me, and no hope, and how I remember thinking how warm I could imagine the bottom and how peaceful it would be. So those are very dangerous thoughts. But yeah, that's what God pulled me through. God made sure that I didn't sink, and led me to scars, I believe. Because I learned that there are a lot of reasons to stay. And life can be good again and is good again. It takes a lot of hard work. A lot of learning. So I just want to, if you're a victim, I know how you feel, and you're not alone. You are not alone. There's always hope. And so I wanted to talk about two victims. If you are a victim, or if you think you might be a victim, the number one thing I would recommend is to join SCARS. It's your safe place, and they will take care of you. Of course, you have to be willing to accept the help, which I'll talk about that in a second. Now, the second thing that you have to do is you have to block all contact immediately. All contact. And what I did was changed my phone number that I had for 20 years, because all of our communication, well, almost all of it, I'd say 95% of it, was via WhatsApp. So I knew that I wouldn't be strong enough to resist the temptation. So I changed my phone number, and I just told family and friend, I really only had one friend really that needed to know that I changed my phone number, because I was tired of scam calls and tired of my phone blowing up all the time. So because I wasn't ready to tell anybody, but I needed to change my phone number. So that's how I handled that. I changed my phone number. And then when they tried to reach me via email, I just wouldn't read it. I would just block it, just mark it as spam. And that's the best way to handle it. Don't be tempted to say goodbye. Don't be tempted to finish business. Don't be tempted to lash out in anger and all of that, because it doesn't matter. It was all lies, and they don't care, and you're only hurting yourself further. It won't matter what you say. It doesn't matter what they say. It has to be over. You have to cut the line. You have to stop. And so the energy that you were putting into, the time that you were putting into spending with them, spend it in SCARS, in the group, and with learning about what happened, how it happened, why it happened, and what you need to do to recover. The next thing to do is to call your local sheriff and tell them that you need to report a crime. You need to use language they understand. They don't understand scam and scammer. They understand fraud and criminal. And you are a victim of fraud, online fraud, by a criminal. So that's the language you need to use with them. All you need from them at this point is just to file a report and give you a report number. You'll need that report number, and you'll learn why, but you just need that report number. You don't have to give them all the evidence right away. You can tell them that you just need the report number and that you're gathering your evidence and that you'll have it for them, soon, a couple of weeks, a month, depends on your situation and how intense it was. Because like with me, it was 95 transactions and I had to go through the chat thread, which was extremely hard, very hard. And it took me about a month. But it actually was very helpful to me because it solidified the fact that I was a victim of a crime. That whole process did. So it was a good thing to do. Plus, you need to report it. Have to report it. And the first place you report it is to your local sheriff. And then SCARS will guide you through the other places to report it. Typically, it's usually the FBI. I think maybe now we've changed it to the Secret Service. Depends on some changes that are being made there. But and then like the FTC is another one. But these are online generally and not too hard. You just need to report it. And I want to talk about telling other people. You don't have to tell anyone other than law enforcement. You don't have to talk about it to anyone. You don't owe anyone any explanations. You decide who you're going to tell, when you're going to tell, how much you're going to tell, and if you're going to tell. So this is very important for you to understand that you have to protect yourself, because people will unknowingly cause you harm with their words and the way they treat you, because they don't understand what has happened to you. So that's why, sometimes if someone doesn't respect that, you say, maybe all you have to say is, if you have to tell somebody something, you can just say, I was a victim of a crime. I'm okay. I don't want to talk about it. And if they don't respect that, then you have to cut them off for a while until you're ready and you decide if, when, how much, and all of that, if you're going to share it, because your priority is you right now. You have to learn this for yourself. You have to learn how it happened to you and why it happened and the mechanics of the whole thing, to understand, so that you build up resistance and you're armed with knowledge, basically, so for your own defense. Finally, you have to be willing to accept the help from SCARS. I cannot recommend any other place than SCARS. In fact, I would recommend that you avoid any hate scam groups, because they can be very harmful to you. They will not lead you on the path of healthy recovery. SCARS are the professionals, and they will guide you on what to do, all the steps to take. And I had to humble myself to accept the fact that I needed their help. I needed it badly. And I'm grateful to God that I did, because they saved me. And another part of my savior was I reached out to the local women's center, which is actually the Rape, Crisis, and Sexual Abuse Center. And they gave me 6 months of free trauma therapy. So that was a great start in my therapy. And then I ended up, when that was over, I ended up going through my insurance, where I got free therapy via Zoom, which was great. It worked great. My first therapist through the center was in person, so I was very fortunate to have that, and it really helped to have someone to talk to in person. But if it had been only Zoom, then that would have been fine too, as long as it's a trauma-informed therapist. And I think that's all I have today, except that I forgot, SCARS is a safe place. It's 100% safe. You're with people, other victims, and you're learning, and there's the group where you can talk to others, and it's highly managed. It's a fortress, basically. So you are definitely safe there. So that'll be it for today, and my next video will be coming out soon, and I really, really appreciate you watching, and please share this. You never know who it might help, and I'll see you soon. Thanks.